Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. It's nice to finally meet our next guest.
Yeah, absolutely. About 8 months ago, Canada stood up and cheered together for Alex Bilodeau, our first gold medal on Canadian soil. It is a moment where everyone will think back of where they were. And he joins us right now, Alexandre Bilodeau. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great.
Bilodeau. I
all,
love that your last name worked so well for a chant.
Yeah, actually, but thanks you for inviting me today.
So. Oh, congratulations too. It's nice to say that in person, but we were all here at the Shaw Tower. Of course, we've got the torch right outside cheering you on. Does it ever get old thinking about that moment?
Yeah, definitely 8 months. Not. Are you sick of it yet?
Oh, definitely not. Each time I watched it gives me the video I have still goosebumps. It's fun. So.
Is there any way to describe it? I mean, have you figured it out, or is there enough time between when you actually won the gold medal to now to really sort of have perspective on it yet?
I think so. It needs to move and sink in because next season's coming up so really quickly. Yeah. So I mean, I had a pretty busy summer with training and appearances everywhere, but yeah, I'm doing well.
How do you prepare to go into your season?
We pretty much, it's from May to December is the training season, and we are doing 3 weeks at home physical training, 3 weeks on snow, coming back. It's back and forth all the time.
What are the things that you hate? I know most people, when you ask them what they hate, they say things like burpees and stuff like that. What's the exercise that your trainer tells you to do that you're like, oh, dude.
I really do hate Bulgarian squats.
I don't even know what that is.
Bulgarian squats.
Split squats.
That sounds terrible.
I
won't ask for any
I just want everyone to Google that right now and make sure you click on appropriate sites.
And what is
you never know what you're going to get.
What is your favorite part about training?
My favorite part about training is training with other athletes, different sports. Like hockey, I trained a lot with Maxime Lapierre this summer. And the last couple of days I've been training with Adam Vancouver, and it's always fun to share different ideas and stuff like that, and to compare yourself to other sports.
Well, and what you do as well. I mean, in Moguls and like it is a full body exercise. I mean, people often think that it's kind of just the bottom, but there's so much core involved.
Yeah, it's not bicep, that's for sure. I can tell you my biceps are not strong, but yeah, a lot of core, a lot of stability. It's something to squat 4 plates, but if you can't really squat it on a ball, it doesn't worth it for us because we're always on an unstable.
Of course.
Yeah. Who do you train? I know leading up to the Olympics, I think it was you and Jen Heil had trained together for many years. Do you guys still do a lot of training together?
We still do train together every week, every day of the week. So.
What's that partnership like? I mean, when you have someone that you train with all the time. I mean, I know I read some stories just after you won the medal about Jen finding out when she was getting her silver medal and how emotional that was for her as well.
Yes, I was in the Olympic Village with the other athletes because I was competing the next day. Normally I would have been on the hill, but it was raining, and obviously it's my Olympics.
Yeah, the girls got the bad conditions, huh?
Yeah. Sorry, Jen, but yeah, I mean, it was pretty emotional to see that she was winning her second Olympic medal at home too. She was so close from the first place. Yeah. I mean, I trained with her. She's my big sister. I've learned so much from her. I started to train when I was on the World Cups with her, so she brought me a lot of her experience.
Well, and to understand all that work that goes into it, right? And to see it pay off in that moment when it really sort of counts.
All the years that you've been working on, those 4 years that you've been, like, every time you get in the gym, every push-up, every exercise that you do, you see that moment.
Let's look at the moment, because we've got some great photographs of you. If we can look at the first one here. Do you have any recollection of your run? Do you remember every moment?
I do remember, yeah, I do remember. And when I watch the video, I remember my mistakes and stuff like that. So.
I don't think there are any mistakes.
Is it like when someone builds a house or anything else? I mean, when you watch a video, you see the things that you did a little bit wrong?
Exactly, yeah.
Tell us about this picture here. What goes through your head when you're doing that?
Right now I'm floating and preparing for my landing, and seeing that I'm landing pretty far.
And of course the big winning moment, and when you do watch the video and the moment me and everybody else remembers, your brother, it was so emotional.
That's the moment, like when you think about everybody, like there's nobody that can pretend to win an Olympic medal alone. There's obviously a big team, and that's the moment you think about all the team you have behind you.
Yeah, well, and just you know, the inspiration, you talked about it a lot with your brother, but you know, your whole family. I mean, you guys seem really, really close knit, and I think that, you know, would be the thing that you know, when you finish that race, you just think of what they did to help you get there, and all the inspiration you
Definitely, there's so much time that my mom passed in the car to bring me and my sister to trainings.
The mom taxi.
Exactly, and how many times that my brother was waiting for us, and how many hours, much money that they've put in my career. I've billed my parents for $40,000 seasons, so it's expensive.
Pay them back.
No, that's what parents are about. You don't have to pay them back.
Now that you've got the gold medal and, of course, the success of the Olympics, busy time training for you, is there big pressure after having such a huge win like that in your head psychologically going into your season?
I was one of the favorite to do for a win here in Vancouver. I was the World Cup leader before, so I was already in the bullseye of the other boys on that hill. But definitely, I want to keep it up again, and I've been one of the leaders on the World Cup circuit for a couple of years.
For a few years.
Gosh, that's a feeling I'll never know what it's like.
Do you take motivation from that, though? Do you kind of like being the guy that other people are chasing?
Definitely, and the only place right now that's the same, just like before the games, it's when I'm at the gym. So I love training. When I'm on the hill, when I'm on my skis, I love it still, and I'm definitely pumped for this year.
Well, congratulations again, Alex. Such a great story. You can go to Alex's website to follow his season if you want to see where he's going to be competing.
Yeah, and he's also started a blog on his website as well. I was reading a little bit last night. You can go to alexbilodeau.com for more information. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
And Alexandre Bilodeau was in Vancouver for the Gold Medal Plates fundraiser for Canadian sport, and Sea Restaurant executive chef Mr. Robert Clark was crowned the culinary champion.
And Bilodeau will be back in action with the Canadian Freestyle team for the 2010-2011 World Cup season that begins December 11th in Finland.
And our good friend Stuart Akins joins us after the break, casting director for Twilight, and he also happens to be directing a great production of The Hobbit at Capilano University. Tell you all about it, and we'll give you his email address and his phone number so you can be in Twilight.
So you can be a vampire too.
Right after this.